Hey student, watch this video if you want to learn 5 different ways to interrupt someone politely in English. Coming up. Hey friends, Teacher Prix here to help you talk to anyone, anywhere, anytime in English. First of all, thank you so much for joining me on another video. I really appreciate it. If it's your first time here, please consider subscribing. Every week I post different lessons from Monday to Friday. English lessons in terms of vocabulary, grammar, pronunciation, intonation, study tips, all kinds of lessons to help you become a better English speaker. So consider subscribing and become part of this amazing community of English learners from all over the world, okay? Let's get down to business today. We are going to focus on 5 different ways to interrupt someone in English politely. There are many ways to interrupt, there are many different ways to interrupt someone in English, but here I'm going to show you 5 different ways for you to do that politely in both formal and informal situations, okay? So the first one is I hate to interrupt, but, okay? Teacher, what do I say after but? The explanation, okay, why you are interrupting. So, I hate to interrupt, but I have to go. So think about it. Maybe you are in a conversation and you really have to go and the person is talking and talking and talking and talking. You can look at the person and say, I hate to interrupt, but I have a doctor's appointment in 30 minutes, so I really have to go. This is a polite way to interrupt the conversation, okay? I would recommend this expression in more informal situations, okay? Maybe you are talking to a friend on the phone and the friend is talking. You can look at your friend and say, hey, buddy, I hate to interrupt, but my mom just made dinner and everybody's waiting for me, so can I call you back? Okay, the example I put here, hey, I hate to interrupt, but I really have to go. Can I call you back when I get home? So these moments, think about a moment when you are in the middle of a conversation and you have to go, okay? For some reason, you need to be somewhere else and you want to be polite. You don't want to be mean or rude. And this is also a good expression if you just want to go. Maybe you don't have an appointment, maybe you don't need to go, but the person is really boring and you want to interrupt. So, hey, this is something you can say. No problems, all right? Excellent. Moving on. If you enjoy this kind of series, I have other series of the blah 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 politely, how to disagree politely. If you want to see more polite phrases, let me know. Hit the like button and that way I know what kind of videos you want to see here on my channel. The next one is also a little informal, okay? Hey, I don't mean to be rude, but, all right? So why you start with I don't mean to be rude? You are interrupting the conversation. You are interrupting something. So you start by saying I don't mean to interrupt. I don't mean to be rude because you are going to interrupt the person that is talking to you, that is next to you doing something. So this is a very nice way, also a good phrase for you to use in informal situations, okay? You want to interrupt someone, but you don't want to be rude. You don't want the person to feel bad or, like you're being mean. So you can start that way. Maybe you are with a friend and the friend is talking. You're like, oh my God, Jackie, I don't mean to be rude, but I have to go, okay? Can we talk tomorrow? Tomorrow I'll be here and we'll get some coffee and then you can tell me all about it. But I really have to go now. So this is a very common phrase, okay? This is a very common expression. So I definitely recommend in more informal situations. The person is talking, and you have to go. You don't want to be rude, you don't want to be mean, but you have to interrupt the person and then you explain. I don't want to be mean, but I have to go. You explain why you are interrupting the person. I have this appointment, I have this phone call that I have to answer the phone, okay? And this is a very polite way to interrupt someone. It's not formal, okay? It's an informal phrase for you to interrupt someone in English in a conversation, okay? Moving on. The next expression is sorry to butt in, but I think. This one I have seen in more formal, not formal, but at work. If it's not something too serious, then you can use. If it's a meeting, or maybe if you're talking to important people, directors, CEOs, or COOs, then I don't recommend this expression at all. But if you are talking in a lighter situation, maybe you're just interrupting a colleague, then okay. And in this case here, specifically with this expression, sorry to butt in, is usually not because you just want to interrupt. It's not only that. You want to interrupt because you want to include something. You want to add something to the conversation. That's why you are saying sorry to butt in, sorry to interrupt. That's basically what butt in means. So I'm sorry to butt in, and then you start including what you want to include. Sorry to butt in, but I think the Red Sox played really well last night. Maybe you are at a coffee break and you listen to two of your colleagues talking about Red Sox, and oh my God, Red Sox, a baseball team, okay, Boston's baseball team. And maybe you heard your colleagues at work saying that Red Sox sucked, and you want to interrupt because you do not agree. Then you say, hey buddy, hey Jack, I'm sorry to butt in, my friend, but I think Red Sox killed it last night. They played really well. So this is a nice way, a little more casual. You can be casual. As I said, you are at work, but if the conversation is not very serious, if it's a more laid back conversation, no problems. If it's a more business oriented conversation, then no. Okay, then this is not the best expression for you. The two next phrases will be better for you to use if it's something more serious, more business oriented. But these, if you are having a casual conversation at work, you listen to someone saying something and you want to interrupt because you want to participate in the conversation, then this is a good expression for you to use. Okay? Excellent. Moving on. Excuse me, may I jump in here? I use the excuse me, but if you don't use it, depending on the situation, it'll be fine. This is a perfect sentence if you are in a meeting and you want to include something. You want to express your opinion. If you are looking for an opportunity to speak your mind, to share important information that you may have, okay? So if you are that in that specific moment at work and you want it's a little bit more formal, then this is a great one for you to use. So excuse me, may I jump in here? I was wondering if we could review the numbers of the X report, of the sales report, or whatever report. This is just an example. So maybe you are having a conference call and someone is talking, and you want to include some piece of information that is important, that is relevant. Excuse me, may I jump in here? I would like to show you some numbers of last week sales, and I think this will be great for the team to know. So this would be a good moment for you to do that, okay? In informal situations, may I jump in here will not be the best expression. You can go back to phrases 1 to 3. They are better ones for more informal situations, okay? And the last one, may I add something quickly? Another great option if you are in a work environment, okay? And you want to interrupt the person politely. All of these phrases are very polite. They are just used in different contexts. If you want a more informal context, focus on the three first expressions. If you want a little bit more formal context, these two last ones are the best ones. If you're having a meeting, if you're interrupting someone in a more formal context, these would be the best ways for you to do that. But they are all polite. They will all be polite. Nobody's going to think you're rude. You're being very polite in English. So may I add something quickly? Here, again, it's the same idea as the previous one. You want to interrupt because you want to add something, okay? You want to say something. You want to say something that will contribute to the conversation, to the meeting, to whatever it is that you're doing. So that's why I recommend, that's when I recommend using this expression, this phrase, not really an expression, it's more like a phrase. So that's when I recommend you use this phrase because you are adding something, okay? And then I said there, maybe we were in a meeting, hey, may I add something quickly? These reports do not show the results from June, only April and May. So maybe you were checking and reviewing a report and you just want to add something. Maybe another person was saying, you can use the excuse me. Oh, excuse me, John. Oh, thank you. May I add something quickly? Yes, awesome. Well, you don't say awesome in a meeting. Great. These reports do not show the results from June, only April and May. I just thought everybody should know that. I will be preparing the results for June next week. So that's what I wanted to say. Thank you. And then the person can carry on. So this would be a perfect real situation when you can actually use these expressions to show that you want to interrupt someone politely, but more importantly here, it's not only interrupting, but you are also going to include something that is valuable to people listening, okay? Excellent, my friends. I hope you enjoyed. Your homework today is quite simple. I want you to post here in the comments your favorite expression, your favorite phrase. Which ones do you like the most? Is it number 1? Is it number 2, number 3, number 4, or number 5? Let me know here in the comments, and if possible, share this video with your friends. The more you share, the more people you help learn English and improve their English too. Other than that, my friends, thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.